Hello, my dear learners. How are you all? I hope you all are doing good. So, here I welcome you all in your value education class. In this class, we will start up chapter number 8 of your book. Okay? So, are you ready for this class? Okay. So, let's start chapter number 8, and the name of the chapter is tolerance. In this class, of course, we have to see first of all what is tolerance means to you. What is it? Why it is so much important? How to be a tolerant person? Okay, some animals also be tolerant? Yes or no? Then, of course, in the last we have a story based on tolerance. So we will see this word in depth. What this means to you. What is it meaning? Okay, so let's start this class. Okay, so after studying this chapter, then only we can understand this word and their meaning and the importance. Okay, so let's start. Chapter number 8, tolerance, that means respect differences. That means everyone is unique and we have to accept it, we have to respect it. See, I am different, some other ma'am or some other sir is different from me, but you have to accept it. You also different, your friends is also different. Okay, in terms of body language, in terms of their religious, in the terms of their height, weight. Okay, everyone is different, but always respect it. Okay, so let's see what new things we have to learn. We have to understand by this chapter. Okay, so first is warm up. Warm up. Let's start with it. In gardens where our hearts reside, we plant the seed of love and grace. Yes, in the garden we plant a beautiful plant that will shows our love and grace. Tolerance grow deep inside. Tolerance grow deep inside and bloom with each space. So they after that they can bloom like a flower. They can able to bloom. We may not walk the same old road. Our journey twist and turn anew. If, of course, we don't take an old new path that everyone is following. You have to do something new that maybe do not that is new in the whole society. So, but with respect, the seeds you have sown will blossoms into skies of blue. Of course, the seeds that you sow, that definitely will bloom in the sky in the future. Be trust in yourself. Okay. Each voice, each story has its song. Each voice and each story has its song, a melody or both soft and soft and strong. In tolerance, we all belongs where differences can make us strong. So tolerance with differences we make strong. Okay, with the help of everyone is different nowadays, but with that we can able to grow and we can make and we can able to build ourselves stronger. So let us tend this garden bright with patience, kindness and day and night. So let's make this garden brighter, good. Okay, by patience, by kindness, by caring, by sharing. Okay, for in its blooms we will find the light that guides us all towards what right. So that will guide us you what is right, what is wrong. That is tolerance. Now, understanding this meaning, what does tolerance means? So tolerance is the ability to accept and respect differences in others. So tolerance means accept and respect the differences also. We all know we all are different, so we can accept it also. Maybe that person is cannot able to walk properly, cannot able to speak properly. They don't have they don't good at dancing. They don't good at sports, but we have to accept it. Everybody has their weaknesses in it. We have to accept it and we have to respect the differences also. So it involves recognizing that everyone is unique with their own beliefs, culture, and the way of life. The way of life, beliefs, we all are different. Tolerance does not mean agreeing with everything others do or say. Tolerance does not mean you have agree with the other persons, but it means allowing them to have their own opinions and ways of living without judgment or hostility. So without judgment, you have to respect the other opinions and other viewpoint. That is tolerance. Tolerance means respecting the other one, respecting the differences that the people have. Okay, so why tolerance important? Why this tolerance is important in the society? See, if you have to live peacefully in a harmony, you have to accept everyone. Okay, whether he or she belongs to different religions, different castes, different background, does not matter. Okay, so tolerance is essential for creating peaceful communities. So if you want to make a peaceful community, tolerance is important. It helps prevent conflict, foster understanding, and promote harmony in diverse society. So it can able to reduce the conflict between them, because now the people live in a peaceful. Okay, so we can say society become peaceful by that. Okay, so when we practice tolerance, we learn from one another and grow as individual, as a community. It also helps us in building strong, respectful relationships, both personally and professionally. So both personally and professionally, we become stronger and respectful. That's why it is there. Okay, so how to be practically tolerant, how we can able to be a tolerant person. First is listen and learn. You have to listen and then learn. Listen first. So take time to listen to other perspective without interpreting or judging. So without judging, without interpreting, you have to listen first. Learning about different culture, religions, and lifestyles can broaden your understanding and reduce prejudice. So listen and learn. Always focus on listening and learning. Improve yourself. Next is show respect. Treat others with respect even if you disagree with them. Give them respect. Okay, use kind words and avoid any assumptions about people based on their background or belief. Okay, so don't make any assumptions based on their background. Okay, and respect the other persons without, if you are agree with that or not agree with that, does not matter. Next is be open minded. You have to be open minded. You have to hear everyone opinions. Keep an open minded and being willing to see things from others points of view. From other point of view, you have to listen it. Being flexible and adaptable in your thinking can help you to appreciate the diversity around you. Okay, next is promote inclusivity. It promote inclusivity. That means encourages inclusive behavior in our communities or workplaces, support activities and events that celebrate diversity and stand against discriminations or tolerance. That will promote your inclusivity. Next is practice empathy. You have to practice your empathy. That means put yourself in someone else's shoes. That means you can think, you can able to share the other feelings also. So try to understand how they feel and why they might think or act the way they do. Empathy can build bridge between peoples or different backgrounds. So this is, we can say, how we can make a tolerant person. Okay, now some challenges is also there. So what are the challenges to tolerance? What are the challenges? So practically, tolerance can something being challenging, especially when faced with deeply ingrained beliefs or prejudice. Of course, challenge is also there. If someone is not able to adjust, if someone is not able to respecting the other opinions, other values, that is the challenge. That's the main challenge. So it requires patience, understanding, and a willingness to change. So it requires the willingness to change. It requires patience. It requires your what we can say. What we can say. Overthinking intolerance involves self-reflections and being courageous to stand up against discriminatory behaviors and attitudes. Now, some benefits of tolerance. What are the benefits of it? First is strengthen communities. It's the main benefit. So if the tolerance is there, it will strengthen your community. So tolerance brings people together, creating a more cohesive and supportive environment. Next is reduce conflict. So it helps us resolving differences peacefully and prevents misunderstanding for accelerating. It's also, of course, if the persons are tolerant, that means it does not indulge in conflict. Next is encourages personal growth. It will help us to grow personally, means it encourages your personal growth. By embracing tolerance, individuals can grow emotionally and intellectually, becoming more compassionate with and open-minded. Now you can become a more compassionate and open-minded. And last, promote peace. It will help us to promote peace. So a tolerant society is more likely to live in peace. Of course, if the society is tolerant, that means the society is peaceful. with fear, tensions, and conflict arises from differences. So that's the benefit of it. Okay, your community becomes strengthened, conflict will be reduces, and you can make a peaceful society. Now, some example of tolerance. Some example of tolerance means, let's see. Imagine a classroom with students from different culture background. Yes, in the classroom, everyone comes from different background, different culture, different religions. Okay, some are Hindu, some are Christian, some are Muslims. Does not matter. In a classroom, a teacher has to treat everyone equally. Okay, whether they come from a middle class family or a higher class society, a higher class family or a EWS. Okay, so one student, Alex, comes from a family that celebrate holiday differently than the classmate Aisha. Aisha and Alex celebrate different festival and different celebrate holidays differently. Of course, they both celebrate their holidays differently also. During the discussions about the holiday traditions, Alexa shares his experience of celebrating Christmas, as Alex is celebrating Christmas while Aisha is celebrating Eid. Okay, that basically define that both comes from different religions. First one is Christian, second one is Muslim. Okay, instead of this meetings or making fun of each other traditions, Alex and Aisha listen respectfully and show interest in learning about each other customer. So both of them listen their uh, uh, how they can celebrate, because Aisha does not know how to celebrate Christmas and Alex does not know how to celebrate Eid. So they listen respectfully. They listen the things. Okay, they listen how they able to celebrate, why they have to celebrate. Okay, they ask questions, express appreciation for their differences, and even find common ground in way both holidays involve spending times and loved ones and sharing special meals. In the scenario, both Alex and Aisha are practicing tolerance. In this day, we can say they both practicing tolerance means they are respecting their cultures. Both come from different culture, but they're respecting, they listen to things. Okay, by respecting and valuing each other's culture differences. Their open mindedness and willingness to understand others' perspectives strengthen their friendships and create a positive, inclusive environment in the classroom. So that's promote, that create an inclusive environment in the classroom. So that's why every other children also thinks like that. Okay, that they are there in the class and everyone is included. Okay, so this is example. Now we will see some animals also have tolerant behavior. That means they can able to adjust in the surrounding. Okay, they can also respect the others culture, traditions, and what the other peoples is doing. So first is baboons and social tolerance. So baboons live in a large groups with a clear social hierarchy. Lower ranker members tolerate the dominance higher ranking ones. Of course, the lower tolerance means that comes at lower. They tolerate the higher ranking ones, helping maintaining peace and group cohesion. This shows how tolerance is a key of social stability. So tolerance help us to make a social stability in it. Next is dolphin also. So the dolphins are the social animal that form strong bonds in their ponds. Of course, dolphin lives in the water, so they make strong bonds in the ponds. They tolerate differences and work together to protect each other. Of course, they work together, so that's why they can able to protect each other. Dolphins even help other species like standard whales or humans, showing empathy and understanding. So dolphins also help other fishes also. So this is also there. Okay. Now some notable personality who exemplify tolerance. What are these personalities and how they can able to make a tolerance? Okay, first is Dalai Lama. First person is Dalai Lama. So in 14, Dalai Lama Tenzin Gastros has spent his life promoting peace, compassion, and tolerance. So they can able to make, they can able to what we can say, promote peace, tolerance. Okay, Dalai Lama is known for the peace. Okay, despite the challenges faced by the Tibetan under Chinese rule, he always advocated for non-violence and understanding between different cultures and religions. His teaching emphasizes the importance of respecting and valuing all the life forms. So this is the main lesson Dalai Lama is there, in which they are respecting the other cultures, other traditions also. Okay. Next is Nelson Mandela. We already know. So Nelson Mandela, the first black president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela, is renowned for its efforts to end apathy and promotes radical reconciliations. Despite being imprisoned for 27 years, he shows remarkable tolerance towards the oppressors, advocating the forgiveness and unity rather than revenge, which helped them to heal deeply divided nations. Next is Pope Francis. That is, Pope Francis is known for its open-minded approach. He is known for their open-minded approach, efforts to bridge gap between the different faiths and communities, so they can able to bridge the gap between the different communities. He has emphasized the importance of tolerance, compassion, and understanding, advocating for the rights of refugees, the poor, and marginalized groups, and calling to interfaith dialogues and respect all religions. So this is also there. They tells that you have to respect all religions. Okay, whether they are refugees, they are poor, they are marginalized groups. No, you have to respect their cultures, their religions. Next is Malala Yousafzai. That is, Malala Yousafzai, a Pakistani activist for the girl education and the Young Nobel Prize laureate, exemplified tolerance in their advocacy for education for all despite face extreme adversity after surviving assassinations attempts by the Taliban. She continued to promote education and tolerance, encouraging dialogues and understanding among different groups. As he is the one, and she belongs to Pakistan. He is the one who emphasizes on the girls' educations. Getting my point clear? Getting all these things clear? Why tolerance is important? Now, one story based on tolerance. That is the village of many colors. The village of many colors, with the name we can understand. In the village, lots of people living and they all are different from one another. Let's see, they have tolerance or not. Okay, if they have tolerance, that means they can able to live peacefully in the village. Okay, so let's start and let's read this story. Once upon a time, in a land far away, there was a small village called Harmony. So the name of the village is Harmony. What made this village special was its people were all different colors. So in the village, people are from different color. There were red peoples, blue peoples, yellow peoples, and green peoples. And each group has its own custom, tradition, and the way of life. See, everyone is different, but they have their different cultural traditions. For many years, the villagers lived in a separate areas, rarely interacting with those who were different for them. Of course, all of these red, blue, yellow, green, they live separately. They don't interact with them. Only the red people interact with red people, yellow people interact with yellow people, like that. They are living alone. The red people only focus to only the red people, and the blue people only mingle with the blue peoples, and so on. They believe that their way of life was the best, and they do not see the value of learning from the others. They do not want to learn from others. They are thinking, I am the red people, so I interact with red people only. Like in the school also, if I am in the third A class, so I only interact with third A student, not third B student. This is the same thing they are doing. One day, a terrible storm hit the village. One day, a storms come in the village. The wind blew, the rain poured down, and the river that flowed through the Harmony begins to flood. And in that area, in that village, the flood comes. The villagers had never seen anything like that. Their homes were in danger, and they realized that they could not handle this disaster alone. And that time they cannot understand what to do, because that storm, that flood is so big, they cannot understand what to do, how to deal with it. The village chief, an old wise and a woman named Elder Stay, called a meeting in the village square. Of course, they call a meeting. The village head called a meeting. She spoke to all the villagers, red, blue, yellow, and green. In the villages, every person is living, so they interact with real red peoples, blue people, green people, yellow peoples. We have always lived separately. Elder Sege began, but now it's time to come together. So that the village head tells that since the past we lived separately, but it's time for time is there. And today now we have to interact with one another. Okay, if we continue to stay apart, our village will destroy. But if we work as one, then we can save the Harmony. Then the village heads tell that if you work separately, then we cannot able to live. We cannot able to survive. But if you work together, then might be the chance we can able to survive. Okay, now it's time to come together and do the things. So the villages was hesitate first. At the first, the village was hesitated. They had never worked with anyone outside their own groups, as the villagers cannot able to work outside from the group. But the storms was growing stronger, and they knew that they have no choices. Of course, that storm is growing stronger, and they don't. They see now it's we don't have any choices. We have to come together. The red peoples, known for the strength, they begin to building a barrier to stop the river from flooding the homes. Of course, they make bridges because red peoples are stronger in that. The blue people skilled in building, repairing the houses that have been damaged by the storm. Of course, the blue people are known for repairing the houses. They are good in that. And the yellow people were excellent farmers. So yellow people are excellent farmers, so they gather food and shared with everyone. And the green people who were healed took care of those who were injured. Of course, they are the one, they know how to treat people, how to deal with injured people. See, every four peoples are injured in are expert in some of the things. Some know how to grow crops, some know how to build houses, some know how to repair houses. So they work together. Something amazing happened. The villagers start to learn from each other. The red people taught the other how to be strong and brave. See when you live together, so everyone teaches you everything. Okay, so the red people teaches how to be stronger, how to be brave. The blue people shows everyone how to build sturdy homes. Of course, blue people tell everyone because they know how to build the houses. And the yellow people share their knowledge of growing crops, and the green people taught them the importance of caring each others. So the villages begins to see that each other group have been special to offer. Of course, now the villages things see the villages looking so beautiful because everyone is working together. Because red, blue, green, orange, everyone is expert in their own field. So they realize that the differences made them stronger as a community, not a weaker. Of course, they know as a community, if they are working together, they become stronger, not the weaker. When the storm finally passes, the villager harmony was still standing stronger and even. The barrier held the river back, and the houses was repaired, and everyone had enough food that those who were hurt and healed. From that day, the people harmony were no longer lived separately. They mixed fairly, sharing their custom, traditions, and the way of life. The villages become even more beautiful with homes painted in many colors and gathered filled with rainbow of flowers. The villagers learned from the tolerance, accepting and respecting each other's differences, had saved their homes, and so on. They live in a peace and happiness, knowing that they were better together. By this incident, they can able to learn that if you are living in a group, togetherness is there. We can able to live happily and peacefully. And thus the village's harmony become a shining example of how tolerance can bring people together, creating a place where everyone is valued and where differences are celebrated as a strength. So the moral of the story behind this, tolerance and cooperation allow us to overcome challenges and build a stronger, more united community. So with the tolerance, we can able to make a good and cooperative society. So some points to be remembered. Different is beauty, embrace it. Respect differences, share similarities. One world, many cultures, one heart. Celebrate differences, build bridges. Tolerance, the path of peace. Open minds, kind hearts. Respect all, judge none. In diversity, we find strength. Unity in diversity. Togetherness, we shine brighter. So this is a chapter in which we will learn about tolerance, how to be a tolerance, and respect all the cultural traditions that surrounds you. Okay, so this is the chapter all about. Okay, so that's all, my dear learners, for this class. Now I will meet you with another class. Till then, keep learning, keep shining. Have a good day. Bye-bye.